The southeast region of the United States is a place with a warm climate, rich nature, and deep history that is typical of the southern United States. In this picture, Florida, Georgia, and Alabama stand out like three pieces with their own identity, but they are closely connected. Florida is bright with tropical beaches, a unique ecosystem, and a lively pace of life. Georgia is a fine mix of southern traditions, modern cities, and diverse landscapes. Alabama has a quiet beauty with deep culture, civil rights history, and a strong rural spirit. Together, these three states create a Southeast that is warm and full of identity, and it clearly reflects the soul of the southern United States. Florida is called the Sunshine State. It is the state of sun, where the bright sun seems to never stop shining. Here, the white sand beaches go along the blue-green water of the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. It is also the place where modern cities live together with the wild beauty of nature. Florida is not only a famous travel place, but also the land of meeting and mixing. It is where the lively Latin culture meets modern American life. It is where the history of Europe joins with the marks of native people. It is also where people can find both busy life and quiet peace. Florida has the strong and full life of a bright and shining land. Here, you can enjoy the exciting life of Miami. You can enter the magic world of Disney World in Orlando. You can have an adventure in the wild Everglades swamp. You can also watch the wonderful sunset in Key West. Florida is the perfect mix of holiday, adventure, and discovery. It is a paradise where everyone who comes will take away bright and happy memories. Florida is in the southeast of the United States. It has the Atlantic Ocean on the east, the Gulf of Mexico on the west, and it touches Georgia and Alabama on the north. With the shape of a long peninsula going into the sea, Florida has a coast that is more than 2,170 kilometers long, one of the longest coasts in the United States. Because of this special land, the state has a subtropical and tropical climate. This makes the weather warm all year, and it makes Florida a holiday paradise in every season. Besides the sea, this state is also famous for rivers, lakes, and swamps. The Everglades area is a big tropical swamp. It is the home of many wild animals, like the American alligator, the Florida panther, and the bright pink flamingo. The history of Florida is also full of changes and many colors. Before the Europeans came, this land was the home of native tribes like the Timucua, the Calusa, and the Seminole. In 1513, the Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de León came here for the first time and called the land La Florida, which means the land of flowers. After many times of changing control between Spain and England, Florida was officially bought by the United States in 1821. It became the 27th state in 1845. During the American Civil War, Florida was on the side of the Southern Confederacy. But after the war, the land recovered fast and grew with farming, real estate, and especially tourism. The mix of cultures from native people, Spain, Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean made a very special identity of Florida, both familiar and new. And to feel the full attraction of Florida, let us start the journey with one of the most famous places, Miami. This is one of the most lively cities, where the sun is bright, the sea is blue like emerald, and the busy life never stops. Located by the Atlantic Ocean, Miami is famous for South Beach. It is a beach with soft white sand, clear water, and the colorful Ocean Drive street full of energy. When night comes, Miami changes into a different place, a paradise of fun with bright lights, bars, loud clubs, and hot Latin music. Not only modern, Miami also has the soul of Cuban culture. In Little Havana, visitors can walk on streets full of Latin feeling. They can drink a strong Cuban coffee, enjoy a handmade cigar, and dance to the charming salsa. Miami is the place where modern meets tradition, and America mixes with Latin, making a special music of cultures that no other place has. Orlando is the capital of theme parks, the place where every childhood dream can come true. The most famous is Walt Disney World Resort, the biggest entertainment complex in the world and the never-ending symbol of Orlando, which welcomes millions of visitors every year. When you come here, you feel like you are in a fairy tale world, with beautiful castles, classic Disney characters, and games that bring magic for all ages. Not stopping there, Orlando also has Universal Studios Florida, a paradise for movie lovers. Here, you can walk into the world of famous films and enjoy exciting rides full of thrills. If you love the ocean, SeaWorld Orlando will show you amazing shows with killer whales, dolphins, and other smart sea animals. It opens a journey to discover the wonderful world of the ocean. The variety and charm of these theme parks make Orlando the perfect place not only for children, but also for families and adults with a big love for adventure. Tampa Bay is an important port city, where economy, culture, and fun come together in harmony. Tampa is famous for Busch Gardens, a theme park with a zoo where you can see lions, tigers, African elephants, and also try exciting rides. This city is also a sports center with professional teams, and it has many museums, shopping areas, and great restaurants. Key West is the southernmost point of Florida, with a romantic and peaceful beauty. The place has old wooden houses, small streets with many trees, and magical sunsets on the sea. Key West was once the home of the writer Ernest Hemingway, and now his house is a famous place for visitors. Visitors can also enjoy activities like diving, kayaking, or riding a bicycle around the island to feel the quiet and calm air. Everglades National Park is one of the biggest tropical swamps in the world, and it is listed by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage. Here, you can take a special airboat to move through the canals and see American alligators, turtles, flamingos, and hundreds of rare plants and animals. Everglades is clear proof of the wild beauty and the rich nature of Florida. Daytona Beach is the paradise of speed and festivals, where the sound of car engines mixes with the soft waves of the sea. This beach city is known all over the world for the legendary NASCAR races at Daytona International Speedway, a meeting place for millions of speed fans every year. Not only famous for racing, Daytona also has a long and wide beach with soft sand and open space, perfect for sunbathing, walking, or playing exciting sports like volleyball, surfing, and jet skiing. In the summer, Daytona becomes a big stage with music festivals, fireworks, and outdoor events, giving a busy and exciting feeling all day and night. Fort Lauderdale is called the Venice of America because of its many canals, and it is a paradise for people who love life on the water. This city is a perfect place for visitors to try a luxury yacht, ride on small boats along the canals, and look at the rich houses by the river. Fort Lauderdale is also famous for its long beaches, clear blue water, and soft sunshine all year. Not only the beach, this place is also a top center for shopping, eating, and fun, with lively streets full of bars, restaurants, and modern shops. When night comes, the city becomes even more bright and exciting than ever. Naples is different from the busy places because it has a peaceful, rich, and elegant beauty. This city is famous for its white sand beaches, calm blue water, and coconut trees moving softly in the wind. Not only beautiful with nature, Naples is also called the golf capital of Florida, with many world-class golf courses that attract rich people and fans of this noble sport. The city is also the culture and art center of the area, with many galleries, theaters, museums, and art events happening often. Luxury resorts, high-class spas, and five-star restaurants make Naples the perfect place for people who want peace, style, and a fine way of life. Florida still has many other interesting things. It is the only state in the United States where you can see alligators and sharks living in nature together. Florida is also the home of the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, where NASA sent the Apollo ships to the moon, and where the dreams of space continue today. With more than 30,000 lakes, including the very big Lake Okeechobee, Florida is called the land of sea, lakes, and rivers. And special, because of the nice weather, people here can swim in the sea all year, something that is rare in other states of the United States. The culture of Florida is a lively mix of many cultures. From salsa, reggaeton, and jazz music in Miami, to street art in Orlando and Tampa, all bring colors to the state. From Latin festivals like Calle Ocho Festival, to the pirate party Gasparilla Pirate Festival, and the Florida Film Festival, everything makes a cultural picture with many colors. The people of Florida are also as diverse as the land itself. They are friendly, open, full of energy, and they love sports. Florida is the home of many famous teams like Miami Heat in the NBA and Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFL. Because of this, the love of sports is always strong in the cities of Florida. The food of Florida is also something you cannot forget. From the famous Cuban sandwich of the Cuban community, the sweet key lime pie from Key West, to the fresh stone crab and rich seafood from the sea, all make visitors love it. Florida is also the land of American oranges, where fresh orange juice is a symbol you cannot miss. The food here shows a fine mix between traditional American taste and Latin Caribbean influence, making a food experience that is rich and special. Florida is truly a paradise of sunshine, where you can find great nature, rich history, diverse culture, and modern, busy cities. When you come to Florida, you can swim in the clear blue water of the beaches, feel adventure in the Everglades, join lively Latin festivals, taste special food, or simply relax under the bright golden sun. No matter if you love peaceful holidays, want adventures, or enjoy art and culture, Florida always has something for you. And surely, once you come to this sunshine land, you will take home memories you can never forget, and you will always want to come back many more times. Located in the southeastern part of the United States, Alabama is where the wild beauty of nature meets the deep history and the warmth of Southern people. This land has witnessed some of the most dramatic chapters in American history, from the Civil War and the Civil Rights Movement to the strong growth of a rising economy. Alabama is not just a destination, but an emotional journey, where every street, every river, and every blues melody tells a story. When you set foot in Alabama, you will immediately feel the special atmosphere of the South, where oak trees give cool shade. The sound of crickets mixes with soft guitar music from a corner bar, and the friendly smile of local people welcomes you with the words, "How y'all doing?" Alabama is like a lively symphony, gentle and strong at the same time, reminding people of the past while joyfully moving toward the future. Geographically, Alabama is located between Tennessee to the north, Georgia to the east, Florida and the Gulf of Mexico to the south, and Mississippi to the west. With an area of more than 135,000 square kilometers, this state has a diverse landscape, from the green coastal plains to the rolling Appalachian Mountains in the north. The dense river system, including the Alabama River, the Tennessee River, and the Tombigbee River, not only provides valuable natural resources, but also creates beautiful scenery for this land. The humid subtropical climate makes Alabama full of sunshine, with hot summers, mild winters, and sudden rains that keep the trees always green. Alabama is a land where history, nature, and culture blend together, creating a journey that is both deep and inspiring. Starting from Montgomery, the state capital, visitors seem to return to the important chapters of American history. This city is the birthplace of the Civil Rights Movement, with the Rosa Parks Museum telling the story of the brave woman who lit the flame of the fight for freedom, and the Civil Rights Memorial honoring those who gave their lives for equality. You cannot miss the Dexter Avenue King Memorial Baptist Church, where Martin Luther King Jr. once preached, planting faith and hope in the hearts of millions. Walking around old Alabama town, visitors will feel like they are lost among 19th century houses, where time seems to stand still, keeping the breath of the Old South alive. Leaving Montgomery, the journey continues to Birmingham, a city that was once the busy industrial center of the South and is now a symbol of rebirth after years of change. The Birmingham Civil Rights Institute takes you into an emotional space where the story of justice and courage still echoes. From Vulcan Park, the city's giant iron symbol, the whole view of Birmingham appears lively with modern buildings and green parks like Railroad Park, where people gather, go jogging, or enjoy outdoor concerts. Going further south, Mobile opens up a different world, classic, romantic, and full of European charm. As an old port city by the Gulf of Mexico, Mobile carries a mix of French, Spanish, and American architecture, creating a unique and unforgettable beauty. The USS Alabama Battleship Memorial Park is an impressive stop, where the giant warship USS Alabama stands proudly under the blue sky, a symbol of America's strong spirit. The historic downtown Mobile area is charming with its houses featuring curved iron balconies, old trees lining the streets, and especially the lively atmosphere of Mardi Gras season, the oldest carnival festival in the United States. If Montgomery and Mobile take you through the past, then Gulf Shores and Orange Beach are the symbols of youthful natural beauty. These two long beaches along the Gulf of Mexico are a paradise of sunshine, white sand, and clear blue water. Here, visitors can go snorkeling to see coral reefs, kayak, take a boat trip to watch dolphins, or simply lie on the beach and listen to the sound of the waves. When the sun goes down, the beach bars light up, music fills the air, and the smell of grilled seafood spreads everywhere, all blending into a melody of the sea and wind, of freedom and endless joy. Heading north, Huntsville, the Rocket City, offers a completely different journey. As one of America's leading space research centers, where NASA began the era of space exploration, Huntsville amazes everyone who steps into the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Here, you can see the Saturn V rocket with your own eyes, experience astronaut simulations, and discover the secrets of the sky. Huntsville is not only famous for science, but also for its greenery, with the beautiful botanical garden full of flowers and Monte Sano State Park, peaceful among the hills and mountains. Amid the majestic Appalachian Mountains, Cheaha State Park, the highest point in the state, is a place for those who love nature and adventure. From the top of Cheaha Mountain, you can enjoy a breathtaking view of Alabama stretching endlessly, especially in autumn when the forest turns brilliant shades of yellow and red. Not far away, Little River Canyon National Preserve is known as the Grand Canyon of the East, with an emerald green river winding between steep cliffs, creating a scene that is both grand and poetic. Noccalula Falls Park captivates visitors with its white waterfall plunging from nearly 30 meters high and the legendary story of the brave princess Noccalula. Finally, the journey reaches Florence and Muscle Shoals, two names forever linked with legendary music. This is the birthplace of timeless soul, blues, and rock and roll songs, where artists like Aretha Franklin, the Rolling Stones, and Bob Dylan once recorded at FAME Studios and Muscle Shoals Sound Studio. Along the Tennessee River, the sound of wind and water seems to blend with the echo of guitars and voices from the past, creating a symphony that is both wild and enchanting. The culture of Alabama is rich with the spirit of the classic South, where people value family, religion, and community, while still being open to modern life. Festivals and cultural events take place all year round, from the lively Hangout Music Festival on the beaches of Gulf Shores to the elegant Alabama Shakespeare Festival in Montgomery, showing the pride and love for art of the local people. Music is the soul of Alabama, from blues and country guitars to gospel melodies heard at fairs and small churches. But what truly defines the identity of this state is its people, gentle, friendly, and sincere. Whether in big cities or small towns, they keep the habit of greeting each other on the street, sharing food, and helping their neighbors. Simple yet warm gestures that create the unique charm of Alabama. Alabama today is a blend of past and present, of heritage and aspiration. From an agricultural land, this state has risen to become a center of manufacturing, industry, and high technology in the region. Though it still keeps its rustic charm, Alabama is no longer just a southern countryside, but has become an attractive destination for tourism, investment, and culture. And when leaving Alabama, every visitor carries a special feeling, a sense of a land that is simple yet profound, where every person and every street has its own story. Alabama is not flashy, but sincere, not noisy, but full of quiet emotion. It stays in people's hearts not because of luxury, but because of the warm feeling of being home. Because in Alabama, everything begins from the heart, from the songs that rise at sunset, the smile on a stranger's face, to the sweet taste of a family meal. Alabama is not just a destination. It is the soul of the American South, where time seems to slow down so people can truly live every moment. Georgia, a state in the southeast of the United States, is called the Peach State, sweet and strong, like the Southern spirit it represents. Georgia not only has a long history with the 13 first colonies and the civil rights movement led by Martin Luther King Jr., but it is also a dynamic state where the past and the present meet. People can find in Georgia the busy city of Atlanta, a top center of economy, transport, and culture, the old and romantic Savannah with streets under oak trees, the great Appalachian Mountains, and the calm Atlantic coast. All of these are connected by hospitality, the special Southern culture, and rich food traditions. This good mix makes Georgia a special place, where every trip is not only to see the land, but also to feel deep emotions and history. In geography, Georgia is in a strategic place in the southeast. In the north, it borders Tennessee and North Carolina. In the east, it borders South Carolina and the Atlantic Ocean. In the west, it borders Alabama, and in the south, it borders Florida. With an area of about 153,910 square kilometers, Georgia is the 24th largest state in the United States, big enough to have many kinds of land: mountains, plains, forests, and the sea. This rich nature helps many parts of the economy grow, from farming and industry to trade and tourism. The humid subtropical climate gives hot and wet summers and mild winters, which is very good for plants. It is not by chance that the peach, a juicy and sweet fruit, has become the symbol of this state. The history of Georgia is a colorful picture. From the time it was made in 1732 as a British colony named after King George II, Georgia played an important role in the making of the United States. In the 19th century, the wealth from cotton and big plantations made Georgia a farming center of the South, but it also meant a heavy dependence on slavery. In 1861, Georgia joined the Southern Confederacy in the Civil War. The years of war turned this place into a hard battlefield, especially in the Atlanta Campaign in 1864, when Union General Sherman made the March to the Sea, destroying Atlanta and many other areas, leaving scars not only on the land, but also in the hearts of the people. After the war, Georgia entered a very difficult time of rebuilding. But from the ashes, this state slowly rose again. In the 20th century, Georgia became an important center of the civil rights movement, with the capital Atlanta as the starting place of many historic events. Here, Martin Luther King Jr., a great son of Georgia, raised a strong voice for freedom and equality, moving the United States and the whole world. Atlanta is seen as the modern heart of Georgia, a place of energy, creativity, and new ideas that never stop. The city is famous for tall skyscrapers, busy shopping areas, and the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world. Atlanta is not only a center of economy and transport, but it is also called the Hollywood of the East, because of the strong growth of the film industry, where many big movies were made. Beside the modern life, the city still keeps deep history because it is connected with the civil rights movement and the great name Martin Luther King Jr. The mix of youth, energy, and history makes Atlanta a colorful city, both international and full of the Southern spirit of the United States. If Atlanta has modern life and fast energy, Savannah is like an old jewel lying quietly by the Atlantic Ocean. This charming city is special with cobblestone streets, green squares under big oak trees with hanging moss, and old buildings with European style from the 18th and 19th centuries. Savannah is like a living museum outside, where every step takes visitors back to the old Southern feeling. The city is also famous for cultural festivals, lively art activities, and a romantic atmosphere, which makes it a perfect place for people who look for peace, beauty, and unforgettable old charm. Stone Mountain is one of the famous symbols of Georgia, where great nature and complex history meet. This huge granite mountain is known for the carving made directly on the rock, the largest stone carving in the world, showing 3 leaders of the Southern Confederacy in the Civil War. Even if there is still debate, Stone Mountain is a place with strong history and culture of the state. It is not only a symbol, but also a big park, attracting visitors with outdoor activities like hiking, cable car rides, picnics, and amazing light shows in the evening. From the top of Stone Mountain, visitors can see all of Atlanta and the nearby area, feeling the greatness that is both quiet and full of life in the land of Georgia. In the north of Georgia, the Blue Ridge Mountains are part of the Appalachian Mountains, famous for their beauty that is both poetic and great. This place is like a painting of nature that changes in 4 seasons. In spring, the wildflowers bloom. In summer, the forests are green. In autumn, the leaves turn bright red and yellow. And in winter, it is quiet with mist. The Blue Ridge Mountains are not only attractive with their strong landscapes, but are also a paradise for people who love outdoor activities, from climbing, hiking, camping to enjoying the views on wonderful roads. In the small town of Blue Ridge in the middle of the mountains, visitors can also feel a slow life, enjoy the fresh air, and meet the friendly people of the Georgia mountains. This is truly a perfect place to be close to nature, to find peace, and to see one of the most beautiful sceneries in the southeast of the United States. On the Atlantic coast, the barrier islands of Georgia, like Jekyll Island and St. Simon's Island, are seen as holiday paradises, where blue sea, white sand, and wild nature come together. Jekyll Island was once a holiday place for rich Americans in the late 19th century, and today it still keeps its luxury with old villas mixed with modern resorts. St. Simon's Island, on the other hand, is special for its quiet air, oak trees with hanging moss, and long, endless beaches. Both islands give visitors many chances for different experiences: walking on soft sand, kayaking in mangrove forests, watching birds, or playing golf in beautiful nature. Especially at sunset, when the sun makes the sea golden, Jekyll and St. Simon's look like a romantic painting that no visitor can forget. Georgia also has many interesting things. Few people know that the world-famous drink Coca-Cola was made in Atlanta in 1886. The film industry here is also very strong. Georgia is now one of the biggest filming places in the United States, and it was the background for many famous movies like The Walking Dead and films from the Marvel Universe. In addition, the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport has been the busiest airport in the world for many years, becoming an important gate that connects the United States with the whole world. The culture of Georgia is a special mix of tradition and modern life. This is the place where Southern music sounds, from country, blues, gospel, to modern hip-hop, with Atlanta as the home of many famous artists. The literature of Georgia is also important with classic works, especially Gone with the Wind, a book that helped to make the image of the South in the minds of readers around the world. Cultural festivals like the Georgia Peach Festival, the Savannah Music Festival, and the summer farm fairs make the spirit of the people here even richer. The most special thing is the people of Georgia. The people here are famous for Southern hospitality. They are kind, friendly, and open. They are proud of their tradition and history, and they also welcome diversity and modern life. Especially in Atlanta, a multicultural city, you can meet communities from all over the world living, working, and creating together. The food of Georgia is a taste journey you cannot miss. The first special food is the Georgia peach, sweet and juicy, often used in desserts, cakes, or simply eaten fresh. Fried chicken, Southern style, is crispy and full of flavor. Grits, a soft corn dish, is a common breakfast. Pecan pie, a pie made from pecan nuts, is rich and sweet. And of course, Southern barbecue is very important, with pork cooked and smoked with a great smell. Each dish is not only tasty, but also part of a cultural story, showing the close link of the people of Georgia with the land, the harvest, and tradition. When the journey ends, Georgia leaves in every heart a memory that cannot fade. This is the land where every city, every village, and every field tells a story. It is the place where the past and the present meet, where nature and culture make a colorful symphony. It is the place where you can live in the modern rhythm of Atlanta, feel the old charm of Savannah, and enjoy the sweetness of ripe peaches. Georgia, with deep history, rich nature, special culture, kind people, and Southern food, is truly the warm heart of the American South. From the tropical colors of Florida, the deep history and culture of Georgia, to the simple and quiet character of Alabama, the Southeast appears as a diverse but harmonious region. Each state has its own story and helps create the identity of the Southern United States. Warm, rich in tradition, and always changing over time.